Good morning, everybody. My name is Too Extreme Shaolin, Cars, whatever, anagram, or whatever nickname you want to call for me. And today I'm going to talk about how I've come to accept the fact that I'm a weird person. Now, it wasn't an easy thing, it wasn't like an overtime kind of thing. But as time went on, I became more comfortable with being who I was. Can this camera focus? Jesus. So, over the last couple years of my life, I was struggling a lot with my identity of who I was. I was so obsessed with trying to fit a certain mold and a certain thing that it actually did more harm than good. And this is just for anybody who may be struggling with who they are and how they are. Now, don't get me wrong, even when I was weird, even though I'm weird, I still struggle with a lot of stuff. I still struggle with, sometimes I struggle with hard mental health days. I struggle with stuff like that. I was born with ADHD, so it really depends. But overall, I've decided that I would make this video kind of giving you my story on how I got to the acceptance point of how to accept myself for who I am. And it's okay. It's okay to be like that. And I just realized that it's okay to be like that. It's okay to be who you want to be. It is okay that you are not perfect and you are not normal. It is okay with that. Now, that doesn't detract that you shouldn't be a good person. I'm saying that now. Just because you're weird, don't treat people like shit. Treat people how you want to be treated. You want to be accepted, be accepted. You want to be nice, be nice. There's nothing wrong with that. I feel like, especially now in today's society, being nice is kind of seen as a bad thing. Being, charismatic, being personable, it can be seen as a bad thing. Take it from me, I talk a lot. I really do. And I'm really not afraid of admitting it anymore. For so many years, I was worried about being annoying and talking a lot, but I never realized how much of a benefit that really was to me as a person. One of the best jobs I've ever had was at a banking institution where I was a customer service rep, and I was really good because I just loved talking to people. Now I don't know if that's my now I don't know if that's my ADHD or not, but I love talking to people. I loved doing stuff like that. But in grade school, when I was growing up, it was really hard to accept that fact because I was always seen as like annoying or too much and stuff like that. Actually, funnily enough, that's actually where my new username came from, was too extreme. Was like how people were saying that I did too much, that I was too much, that I was this and that. So instead of doing that, I just took that quote. It was also a reference to an old YouTube channel I liked and made it into my new YouTube username. So when I was a kid, I was struggling with ADHD, unmedicated most of the time, and it really put a damper on who I was and how my moods were because I realized that I didn't have a normal functioning brain. I didn't have a normal functioning attitude about life compared to like my peers. At first, I really did think that was a bad thing. I really did think that that was a terrible thing. I didn't really understand the whole perspective of having that kind of disorder. But as I got older, as I grew up, as I've become a semi functional adult, I realized that it wasn't my ADHD that kept me back all the time. It was myself. And that was one of the hardest things that I had to come to terms with, was realizing that a lot of the stuff that was I was talking about myself was stuff that I was aiming towards myself. Oh, you're too weird. Oh, you're not black enough, this and that. But what's the problem with that? These are just people's opinions that I've heard once or twice, and I let it affect me and I let it overrule me. I'm okay with doing that. I'm okay with being weird. I like collecting my figures. I like painting. I like DJing. I like all sorts of obscure and weird shit that matters to me. It's my hyperfixation, and I just wanted to accept that more. And I feel like it's good to rant about it because, over just it's good to finally feel like I can accept myself. I accept that I'm not going to be perfect. I accept that I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. I need to understand personally that that's okay at a deeper level because I feel like a lot of the times, a lot of us are really hard on ourselves because we feel like we're too weird for people. But you'll find people that will enjoy you for who you are. Most of my friends are fucking weirdos. No offense, guys. I love you all. But most of them all have weird things that they're into, but we all love each other, and it's all brotherhood. We have the same sense of humor, the same stupid jokes, the same niche hobbies like Dungeons and Dragons and all these sorts of weird board games like that. And it's okay to feel like we're not normal. We're not, and I don't give a fuck because honestly, one of the biggest things that helped me with my mental health was when I was talking to a friend of mine who was going through a really bad time in her life, and she was not feeling the greatest. And I asked her, would you go back and change any of that? Because I wouldn't change it for myself. And she's like, why that? You had such bad experiences. Because it made me who I am today. And I'm fucking proud of who I am today. Why would I want to change that? Why would I want to have all these good things that I thought were good back in the day, and I would have none of my uniqueness? I wouldn't have the cool hair. I wouldn't have the cool skateboarding. I wouldn't have the cool niche wrestling hobbies and stuff like that. If something that crucial changed in my life, I wouldn't be who I was today. I would never want to change that because I'm actually proud of who I am today. I'm proud that I can recognize where I've gone wrong with things. I'm proud of that. If I got raised any differently, would I ever be who I am today? No. So, to all my people who feel like they're too weird, you're not too weird. You'll find your people. You'll find the inner peace with yourself, and you should be okay with what you do because what you do is cool. Now, I'm not saying if you're watching people get murdered online. I mean, I don't know about that. That's kind of iffy Andy. But if you just like some weird shit, some weird animes, some collected miniatures, stuff like that, and you struggle with a lot of those identity things like I did, just accept the fact that you're not even like really, really weird. You're just you. You're unique. I understand what it's like. I'm a black fucking geek slash nerd. I'm into computers. I'm into fucking Dance Revolution. I'm into all this really weird shit. And I used to hate myself for it because I thought I couldn't connect with people. But guess what? I don't give a shit because at the end of the day, all that matters is how happy I live for my own life and for with my friends who've already accepted the fact that I am that I am. And that's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. I like the shit I do. I like the stuff that I can enjoy without feeling, judged, etc. And one of the things that I've had to work on was finding other people who are weird and judging them for what they like. That is something that I personally wanted to work on. Just because I may think it's weird, I'm basically repeating the same cycle that I fell and got judged into when I was younger. And I never want to repeat that again, and that's okay. And it takes a lot of time to get to that point. It takes a lot of change and it takes a lot of focus, but eventually I got to a point where I'm able to accept people for a lot of things that I never thought I would accept when I was younger. Um so yeah, be you, man. Just be unique, be fun, be funny. You like weird shit, you like weird shit. Don't get me twisted. I love my weird shit. I love my weird hobbies because they make me me. And I would never want to trade myself in for anything in this world, no matter what it is. You know what I'm saying? Also, trust in God. I mean, if you don't believe in God, trust in the universe. Just trust things will work out and people will find you and see you for the value that you bring into others' lives. You know what I'm saying? And that's all that matters at the end of the day is to just make sure you value yourself. Because that's when the acceptance is going to start. I know I'm not perfect. I know I don't learn the fastest. I know I'm a little dipsy and I'm a little clumsy. But you know what? I wouldn't ask for it to be any other way because I've accepted at the end of the day, this is who I am, and I should be proud of who I am no matter what happens in this world. Because at the end of the day, who all I got? It's myself. And that's all that really matters for anybody who feels this way. You're not that weird. People love you. Your family does love you. And if they don't, fuck them. I love you. That's all that matters. Take it from me. I'm a walking contradiction. I love old school hip hop. I'm a black man who loves nerdy hobbies. I'm a black man who loves sports at the same time. I'm a textbook contradiction for everything society doesn't want us to do. I like punk rock music too. But you want to know what punk rock also taught me? Not giving a fuck about who you are. And if people, not giving a fuck about who you are, but not giving a fuck and being afraid to exist as who you are. And if people don't like them, give them the fucking boot and tell them to fuck off. Because if you like you, that's all that's important. You know what I'm saying? My dad said it best. If they ain't paying you or they ain't sleeping with you, why does their opinions matter? And I know it's easier said than done, but always remember that whenever you have a thought spiral, it's just to kind of take that shit and just kind of, run the course with it and realize that this is not going to affect you either way. It's not going to affect your living status, etc. And that's all I can really offer to people, Just try to be better. Don't be judgmental to other weird folks. It's something I've had to learn. Don't be judgmental to other weird folks because at the end of the day, it's not really that you think that they're weird per se. It's that you think that you're weird and you don't want to feel like the weird one. But why can't you both just be weird? Why can't all three of you be weird? Why can't all four of you, all five of you be weird? That's not a problem. Accept that. It's going to take time to accept that. But if you are doing it, because I've done it, accept it. It's okay. So like I said, for anybody who feels like that and just needed that reach out, you're okay as a person. I love you, and I'm glad that you clicked on this video to be happy. Accept yourself for being weird. That's all I'm gonna say. And be happy with your decision. That's another thing. Enjoy what you enjoy, because nobody can take that joy and that feeling away from you. Especially that neurodivergent folks. Especially those motherfuckers who like draw land, building trains and stuff. Don't let nobody take that away from you. I understand the high, I understand the rush, I understand how it feels. It feels great when you get one of those things done. Don't ever let nobody take that away from you. So, that's all today, guys. Thank you, guys.